Hello dear students, welcome back to a YouTube class. So in the previous sessions, we were knowing on the topic arrays of pointers. So we had written one example on arrays operations, one program had told, and we had seen how the operations can be performed on the pointers. We had seen the program on the pointer operations, and after that we had came to know about arrays of pointers, how we can define your pointers in the format of arrays and all. We had seen a small normal example I had given you, and I shown you how it is stored in the memory. So today one more time we'll see the point of pointers and arrays, how both are related to each other. Another small example we'll write, and then we'll move for the next point. Done? So as I told you that there will be always a close relationship between your arrays and the pointers when we are dealing with the language C++. In C++ language, always the pointers and the arrays have a good relationship because the pointers internally always there in the format of arrays. So when we are denoting to any variables, addresses or the variables in the memory, it is there in the format of your arrays. So the arrays and the pointers have a good relationship when we go on studying in the C++. So we had seen normally how the arrays is executed. We had seen normally how the arrays has been executed. So the arrays normally will be treated as a constant pointer to the first element of any array, and that constant pointer is called as base address of the array. That constant pointer is called as base address of the array. Means when you are executing your program, it will not store all the memory addresses of the array elements. It will store only the memory address of first array element, and the other memory addresses will be accessed by adding I value to your first memory address. Always what happens when you are accessing the array elements, it is not necessary that we have to access all the elements with its respective addresses. In compiler, what will happen? Only the first memory address of the first element will be stored, and the other memory addresses will be accessed by adding the ith value to your first memory address. That first memory address will be kept as constant, and that is called as your base address of the array. That is called as your base address of the array. In other words, what we can say is the base address is the address of the first element in any array. The base address is nothing but the first address of the first element of your array. You go to any array, the addresses of the 0th subscript. For example, your array is A. So A of 0th address will be your base address. If your array is X of 0th address will be your base address. That will be considered as your constant array, constant base address. And every time as the I value changes, when we start executing, when we start accessing the elements of array, we use the loop. In that I variable we use. How you change the value of I, like increment or decrement, in the same way that I value is be added into your base value. Base address I value is added, and like that each element of the array will be accessed. Each element of the array will be accessed. So in the previous example, I had written one program and I had explained you how the pointers array can be explained. The same program I'll write one more time and we'll see how it will be worked. Done? So we'll see when you want to use the pointer constant to print an array element. So let me write first your header files. #include iostream.h #include conio.h wide main open the bracket, wide main open the bracket. Now let me declare an array and assign some values to that arrays. Let me declare an array and assign some values to that arrays. Done. So I'll take the array int a of 5 is equals to int a of 5 is equals to, I'll take the values like 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. We'll take the values int a of 5. 5 memory blocks has been created for the array A, and in that the values we are going to store are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Done. So the declaration and assigning of an array is done in one single statement. Here I had declared an array name as A, size is 5 and it is of integer data type, and the values in these respective blocks of your array is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Then now how we can print the array elements using your pointer constant, So what you can do is cout asterisk of A, leave some space and backslash of T. One tab space will take. Done. Next, cout asterisk of A plus 1 backslash T. Cout asterisk of A plus 2 backslash T. Cout asterisk of A plus 3 backslash T. Cout asterisk of A plus 4 backslash T. So what we are doing here? We are printing the value of A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. But we are not using the positions. In memory it is stored in 0th position, it is first, it is second, it is third and it is present in 4th position. We are not displaying in that way like the normal arrays how it is displayed. For I loop we'll write for I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, and we say that cout A of I. Means every time with the position value we print A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 like that. But what we are doing here, we are using the first address. The first address, that is A of 0, A we have written, it is a pointer constant, and each time how you want to access the other elements of the array, we are adding the ith value 1, 2, 3, 4. This position we are adding to the memory address of A. And the value which is there in that address we are going to be stored. Done. So get ch and close your function. So how exactly this program works background that I had explained in the previous class. One more time I'll use the same table and I'll let you know. Done. Now concentrate. The array name is A. The values stored in the array are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So take here the elements at the A of 0th position is 10, A of first position contains 20, A of second position contains 30, A of third position contains 40 and A of fourth position contains 50. So this is the normal array how we declare or how the elements are stored in your array, we define it. Done. So the memory location for these arrays are, the first is 101, 102, 2 blocks we are taking because the A array is of integer type and we know that the array size, each element of the array size is relating to its data type. So data type is of int means we use 2 byte. Int means we have the 2 byte of the memory reservation. So A of 0 contains 2 byte of the memory location, that is 1001 and 1002. Next, A of 1 contains 20, the memory address is 103, 104. A of 2 contains 30 element and the memory location address is 105 and 106. 1005 and 1006. A of 3, 1007 and 1008. A of 4, 1009 and 1010. Done. Now this part is relating to your normal arrays. Now when you want to access the array elements using your pointer constant, so what it says, asterisk of A means go to A array, go to A pointer. What is there in that address? In 1001, what is there? 10 is there. Print 10. The output will come 10. Next, asterisk of A plus 1. Asterisk of A, the last address is 1002. Add 1 to it, then it will come to 1003. What is there in 1003? 20. So, leaving some space, 20 is displayed. Why it is leaving some space? Because we are using \tab. T refers for tab. Then, next, asterisk of A plus 2. Done. So A is 1002. It is of integer. So plus 2 means it will come to here. 1005. What is there in 1005? 1005 contains 30. 1005 contains 30. So 30 will be displayed. Similarly, A value 1002. Every time 2 byte of the integer A plus 3 will come to 1007. What is there in your 1007? It contains 40. So 40 will be displayed. Similarly, A plus 4, A address 2 byte you have to leave it, and plus 4, 1009, 50 is there, so 50 will be displayed for you. Then like this your pointer constant will be worked. Like this the pointer constant is used to print the elements of the array. That is asterisk A plus 1, asterisk A plus 2, asterisk A plus 3, asterisk A plus 4. In this way we store it. So here the asterisk A plus 3 is exactly same as would we write A of 3. Asterisk A plus 1 is exactly like A of 1. Asterisk A plus 4 is exactly like A of 4. How we write manually in the other normal arrays where we are not using the pointer concept. How we use there, and similarly it will be worked. Done. So it is in that way we refer. So the difference between your pointer constants and your pointer variable is that the constant pointer cannot be incremented or changed. The pointer constant which we use, it cannot be incremented or changed. Where your pointer to the array which carries the address of the first element of the array may be incremented. The pointer constant which we use, it cannot be changed, either we cannot increment it, but the pointer to an array, but the pointer variable which you are using, that can be incremented and that can be changed. Done. Now we'll see one more program which will define you the relationship between your pointer variable, which will define you the relationship between your pointer variable. The pointers variable and the array. So from header files I'll write in detail. I am not using the classes and objects, the normal example we are writing. Hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, hash include iomanip.h. Done. So the 3 header files which are necessary I had added. One is iostream.h, conio.h and the iomanip.h. Now we'll start with the main function because we are not using any classes and objects in the class, in the program. So I'll directly write void main. Open the brace. Next, what all the variables you want to use in the program, those variables we have to declare. What all the variables we want to use in the program, those variables we have to declare. So I want to use the variables. Which variables? I'll declare them. So the very first thing I want is one array to be declared. So A of 10 is needed. I write array name as A and the size generally I am taking as 10. Size generally I'm taking as 10. So int a of 10. So as we are dealing with arrays, we need to use the loop, and in that loop we need one counter variable. So for that reason, I'll take a counter variable as I take a counter variable as I, and I need one more variable because we are dealing with the array and we have to compulsorily ask the size of the array and all. We have to compulsorily ask the size of array and all. So for that reason, I'll take one more variable as n. I take one more variable as n. So these three variables I had declared. The first one is a of 10, that is array with the name a, and the subscript 10 means the size is 10. Next, as we are dealing with the array, we need to use one counter variable, and that counter variable I had taken as the I. Next, n to read the size of the array. I'll close. Next, first is we have to always ask the user, that is what is the size of the array, how many elements the user wants to store in that particular array. That message we have to ask from the user. So I'll print first cout how many elements. Cout how many elements. Done. So after this message, the value entered by the user you have to store somewhere. The value entered by the user you have to store somewhere. So that value I store in the n. So I'll write C in n. I'll write C in n. Next, after that, we have to read the values from the user. The values which we want to store in the array, those values we have to read from the users. Done. So for that we have to print one message on the monitor screen. Then the user will read that message and then start entering the values. Done. So cout enter array elements. Enter array elements. Enter array elements. So after writing the message, now we'll accept the elements one after other by the user. For that we need to write the loop, because every time we have to change the value. So we'll write the loop for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. I less than n, I plus plus. So why it is I equals to 0, why it is I less than n, you know, because the array subscript always starts from 0 and it is always one less than the n. So how many elements you want to enter, it is based on always u, but the starting address will always 0. Its subscript is always starts from 0. So it is always like I equals to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. Now we have to read the values from the user, and what method we are using? We are using the method of pointers here. Then, so the statement is not like C in a of I. The statement we have to write is asterisk a plus I. Then, so asterisk a plus I and colon. Then, so in the previous example, if you remember, we have written it manually for each element here. Asterisk a plus 1, asterisk a plus 2, asterisk a plus 3, and asterisk a plus 4. Here we had not used the loop, that is for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For that reason, one after the other, we had directly taken the values, because we know there are only 5 values we had entered in your array. So with that, a means a of 0, a plus 1 means the second element, that is a of 1, then a of 2 means a plus 2, a of 3 means a plus 3, and a of 4 means a plus 4. In that way we had written and we had used the pointer operator. Similarly, here in this program, what we are doing is, we are not assigned any values to your array. We are asking the size from the user, and we are reading the values from the user, and we are reading it using the loop. For that reason, always like I value goes on changing, that value we have to add to your constant pointer variable. Then, so as I told you, when we are working with your arrays, all the array elements addresses will not be stored in the compiler. The compiler will store only the first element, that is a of 0th address will be stored, and the other values when you want to access, that time always at the ith position it will add, and that memory address will be called. Done? So we write like C in asterisk a plus I. Done? So these statements will help you to read the values from the user. Next line, now we have to print the array elements. For that I have to print one message. So write it in cout. Cout, the given array elements are. The given array elements are. You can write like this, or else you can just simply write the array elements are. In that way also you can write it. Done? So we need to use the for loop. For I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Then as you had written here asterisk of a plus I, similarly for cout also you have to use the same method, asterisk of a of I. Then so cout, I use setw of 4 asterisk a plus I. Close it, get ch and close your program. Then so how the program will be traced? The output you will get is, okay, meanwhile we trace and write the output. So consider this is a program we had saved and we are executing. So when we compile this program, it will come to first statement int a of 10, I and n. So in the memory location, it will create a of 10 array with the 10 location. I variable is declared, n variable is declared, all are of integer. So for each value, it will reserve 2 byte of the data. It will reserve 2 byte of the data. Next, this message will be printed because cout we had written, that is how many elements. How many elements. The question will be printed. Then next, we have to print the value. That value is stored in n. So I say 5. I say 5. So 5 is stored in the n. Now next, coming to the next line, it is cout enter array elements. Again, this message will be printed because it is cout enter array elements. Enter array elements. So the values which you want, you have to go on entering. So I'll enter 5 elements. 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. So the array elements what we are storing is 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Then next. So how these values are taken? That values will be changed with your value. Means it will print array elements. So when you enter 5, in a of ith place 5 is stored. Next I value is incremented. When you enter the second 10, that will be stored. I will become 1. So memory address of a plus 1 will be added and their 10 value will be stored. Next I is incremented again. I will become 2. 2 is less than your 5. So it will check. It will allow you to come inside. So when you enter 15, the 15 will be stored in I address plus I value, sorry, a address and I value is 2. So address plus 2 will be stored and in that position 15 will be stored. Similarly 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25 will be stored. Next come to this line. The message what we are written is in cout, means that will be displayed on the monitor screen. The given array elements are. So the values will be printed here. The given array elements are. Done. So what value are there? One after the other from the loop it will access and it will be stored with the setw value. So what value we had entered, the same will be there. 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Done. In this way the program will be executed relating to your arrays of the pointer. It will be declared with the arrays of the pointers value. Done. So the next point comes in your syllabus is something called as arrays of pointer. We had seen the relation between arrays and pointers. Now how you can write the arrays of the pointer? How you can write the array of the pointers? Then as we know that there is an array of integer, the array of float. Similarly, there can be the array of pointers. Till now, what all the programs we had studied, we had created the array of integer values. We had also created the arrays of float values. In the same way, how you had created the array of integer and float value, similarly, we can also create the array of the pointers. Then, since we know that the pointer is a variable which stores the address of another variable. We know we had studied the definition of the pointer. What pointer says? The pointer is nothing but one variable that stores the address of another variable. Done. So like that, an array of pointer means that it is a collection of the addresses. What is pointer? Pointer is nothing but one variable which stores the address of another variable. Then, when you want to define array of pointer, what is array of pointer? Array of pointer means it is a collection of addresses. It is a collection of addresses. One single pointer means it stores only one address of one single variable, and arrays of pointer means it is a collection of the different addresses. So, what is the size of array? That much of the addresses it will store in your pointers. So before seeing the example on your arrays of pointers, let me give you the meaning. First we'll see the meaning of array of the pointers. So what is the meaning of array of pointers? It is nothing but the collection of the addresses. An array of pointers. An array of pointers means it is a collection of addresses. It is a collection of addresses. This point you remember, collection of addresses. In pointer, only one variable's address is stored. In array of pointers, many number of the addresses will be stored. So we say that collection of the addresses. So we'll see one example how this array of pointers is declared and how it is used. I'll not write the program, a general example we'll see. Then we'll see one normal general example. So we'll write the general example. Int, first we have to go for declaration. So what do we declare? Int asterisk of p with the size 5, a small size will take. Asterisk of p means we are declaring a pointer variable and we had taken it in a square bracket and subscript we had given, means size we had given. This means that p is a pointer and it is a array, pointer of a array. Then next, some values we need, some variable values we need to assign. So int, I'll take 5 variables because 5 size I had given. So I'll declare 5 values. So what we can take is int a equals to 10, comma b equals to 20, comma c is equals to 30, comma d is equals to 40, and comma e is equals to 50. As the pointer array we had declared with the size 5, so 5 elements I had taken and those 5 elements with some values we had assigned. Both are of same type, that is int only. If you are taking pointer array as integer and you are taken the float values, it is not possible. If you are taking the variables as float, then your pointer should also be float. And if you are taking here float and you are taking integer values, that is also not possible. Both should be of same data type. Then, so the assignment is over. Now we'll see how the addresses of the each element is stored in your pointer variable and how we can access those values. Then, so I can write p of 0 is equals to ampersand of a. The address of a is stored in p of 0. Next, p of 1 is equals to the address of b. P of 2 is equals to the address of c. P of 3 is equals to address of d. And P of 4 is equals to address of e. What I had written? P of 0 is equals to address of a. P of 1 is equals to address of b. P of 2 is equals to address of c. P of 3 is equals to address of d. And P of 4 is equals to address of e. It is e. Then, so generally, how we can access the elements now? Generally, how we can access the elements, that you can access using your asterisk symbol. How you can access is, you can access using asterisk symbol. That there is one method you can do it, like asterisk of p of 0 is equals to, you can directly access like 10, asterisk of p of 1 is equals to 20, asterisk of p of 2 is equals to 30, asterisk of p of 3 is equals to 40, asterisk of p of 4 is equals to 50. Then, so what you are doing, you are saying that p of 0 is equals to ampersand of a, means in p of 0th position we are storing the address of a. So in asterisk of p, what is there? The value which is assigned to a, that is 10 will be there. You are saying p of 1 is equals to the address of b. Asterisk of p of 1 means it will go to the 1, what is the, it will go to the address of this position. In this position, what address will be there? B address will be there, and in that what value is there? The value assigned to B, that is 20, so 20 will be there. Asterisk of 2 means 30, asterisk of 3 is relating to D, what is there in D? 40, asterisk of 4 is relating to E, what is there in E? 50 is there. Like this you can generally assign the values, or you can think the values. In other words, if you want to print the values, you can just say in another word is, you can use for int I equals to 0, I is less than equals to 4, or I is less than 5, you can say I plus plus, and you can just print cout asterisk of p of I, asterisk of p of I, and then you can close, it. In this way also you can write, or else with the value output you will get as 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. If you want the memory address of this location, then you can just say that stored at, what you can say is p of I. You can say p of I. So it will print 10 stored at the memory address of A. What is there? Consider it is 1000. 1000 will be printed. 20, next I value will be changed now. So 20 stored at 1002 will be there. I am increasing by 2 because it is integer. Done. So 30 stored at 1004. 40 stored at 1006. 50 stored at 1008. In this method also you can refer. So of any element means directly you are going to the value which is stored in that memory address, and a only pointer variable, and that value means we are referring to the addresses. Done. That we know already, we had studied in the previous class. Done. So today I had covered the program where we want to know the relation between arrays and the pointers. We had seen, and I had taken one more point is arrays of pointers. The arrays of pointers has been asked already for 3 marks. The meaning, the example, if you want you can write the program also. No problem. Done. So if you have any doubts relating to this point, ask me, I will clarify your doubts. If the other points relating to your pointers will cover in the next class. Thank you.